Hey everyone, Tonval Legend A26 here. I'm giving my personal thoughts about the second episode of the first season of Danger Force, which is called Say My Name. Yeah. So, anyways, this episode is like after what happened with the villains escaping from the prison, because in the last episode, the premiere, the four superhero kids let the villains out of the prison accidentally, and because of that, they got embarrassed on the news. They humiliated Captain Man, and yeah, so they all got new nicknames as a result. Not good nicknames. Like one of them was called Oopsie Girl. I don't remember all the nicknames, but one of them was called Gorgeous Hair Boy. Yeah, Bose was called Gorgeous Hair Boy, and that was probably the most preferred nickname as opposed to the other three. But yeah, obviously none of them are really impressed with the nicknames. Well, maybe except for Bose, because Bose seems to be totally content with whatever. But the other three aren't satisfied at the very least. So of course they want to improve their image. They want to do something about that. And if they catch the criminals, they'll be able to be able to revamp their image and make themselves look better. You know what I mean? So, anyways, they find out that Captain Man isn't the most popular person in Swellview. Apparently, some person named Natalie is the most popular, while Captain Man is in second place. The reason why is because Natalie was apparently on the same plane as Emma Watson. Now, I know this is a Nickelodeon show, and Swellview is a town where unrealistic stuff happens all the time. But I mean, does Natalie really deserve this much fame just because she sat with Emma Watson? I mean, what's the big deal? You're sitting with a celebrity. It's not really a big accomplishment, in my opinion. It's not really such a big deal. Just because she sat on the same plane as Emma Watson doesn't make her all of a sudden suddenly famous. She sat with a famous person. Big deal. That doesn't make her any better than Captain Man. You know. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's just a TV show, and it's a kids show mostly. Mostly kids because it's on Teen Nick. But I don't know. It just seems kind of like odd to give her a nickname. I mean, not a nickname. I mean, give her that much fame, even though she only sat with Emma Watson. That's all she did. She sat on the same plane as Emma Watson. I mean, it's not really a big accomplishment in my opinion. But anyways, back to the storyline is that obviously Captain Man is really upset with the four kids because they embarrassed him. They made him look bad, so he's making them all train again. In their school, and then they one of them manages to make a bunch of pencils fall off the ground. They're still struggling with their powers. And then a maintenance man walks inside the school, and then all of a sudden he reveals himself to be Schwaz. He was just testing them out to see if they're doing their make sure they're protocol. Their security procedures are working out just fine. That's the reason why they were doing he was doing all that in the first place. You know. Meanwhile, Bose found a baby, and he doesn't know who the owner is, and they were putting up signs to return him and everything. But so he tried to return the baby because he was told to find the toddler, but he found a real toddler instead. Not knowing, of course, that the toddler is actually referring to the criminal's nickname. Not actually not an actual physical toddler. But anyways, Bose found the baby. They're trying to find out the owner. All right, so they put up signs and everything. Meanwhile, Miles and Mika are trying to find this Natalie person because if she says their names on screen, it'll cause her to lose her popularity, and Captain Man will be back in first place. That's what they're trying to get her to say their names and everything on screen. They were doing the best to accomplish that goal, but then while they're at this place, where Natalie is at, the criminals come in and everything, and they try to rob the place, and the four kids manage to stop them successfully with their powers. Even though it doesn't work out at first, they eventually succeed. Even though it's quite difficult to do so, and they manage to stop the criminals from robbing the place. They don't arrest them, Grant, because they're still on the loose, but they do stop them temporarily. They do save the day. They do end up returning the baby, and they end up with their new, revamped, and better nicknames. So yeah, I thought the episode was pretty good in my opinion. A good continuation for the after the premiere. I think things are looking good so far. I enjoyed the episode, honestly. And, I'm hoping the third episode will be just as good. That's just my personal perspective on it. I mean, my opinion might change. I really hope it doesn't because it's looking good so far. I want to make sure they keep holding on to that stability. If they can go on a second season, maybe even a third season of the show, maybe a fourth season. That would be pretty cool if it could last that long. That'll bring the Henry Danger franchise to 9 or 8 seasons if they manage to have multiple seasons. I really hope they can do that, but I mean, with the coronavirus halting production on all TV shows, it might be more difficult. Hopefully they'll be able to carry it out. Who knows? I'm hoping they will. That would be pretty cool if I could, if I could see this thing last longer, But that's just my personal opinion about that. So yeah, that's my perspective on the second episode of the first season of Danger Force. Say My Name. That's my perspective. Tonva Legend 826 out.